Ladies and gentlemen, you thought we were playing. We told you would go see
Thought it
us
was a game.
more often. You thought we was playing.
He
But
thought it
here
was a
we
game.
are. Here we are. Welcome to another episode of the Kings of the South podcast and NFC South podcast. We are your hosts, Corey Vereen, Thomas Hodges. We here. This is what we do, baby. This is the time of the year. This is it. This is it.
Football season.
You know what I'm saying? Grind mode. We in that mode. We got, what I'm saying, we in the trenches, man. We got our hard hat on. We ready to go to work for
We got
you.
our hard hat on, you know what I'm saying?
We ready to go to work, man. DJ, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. I was feeling a little sleepy, but now I'm feeling fresh,
Oh yeah. Oh,
refreshed, and
yeah.
excited because you give me that boost of energy. You just
Oh
hyping me
yeah.
up,
Oh
man.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Turn you up, baby. Turn you up.
Turn it up, crank it up,
You know what I'm
start
saying?
cooking. You know what I'm saying? Start cooking.
Yeah, start cooking like how Clemson got cooked last night. We go get into that because
That
one
was
of
a
the,
stunner.
one of their coaches is getting the down bad award. We don't know yet, one of them. But yeah, man. So without any further ado, I know we said that we were going to do breakdown for each teams and each individual episodes for
Yeah,
like the off season and what we should expect for the season. But the hell with all that, the season's almost here. So we're gonna combine the rest of them in this one episode, folks. So you ain't gotta worry about, oh man, he didn't do my team. Oh no, we're doing them all at the same time. All right.
same
So
time, same place.
yeah, let's get into it, man. Let's talk Saints first. Let's talk Saints.
Yes.
Saints lost pretty much all of their defense.
Yeah.
Lost Caden Ellis. Lost
Anyamata.
Anyamata.
It's Davenport.
Yes, they lost
Yeah, he's in
Marcus.
Minnesota. He's in
Yeah, Marcus
Minnesota.
Davenport. But they did gain, and they made some considerable gains. Well, they also lost Andy Dalton.
Oh yeah, the
You
Red Rifle.
know what I'm saying?
The Red Rifle.
Yeah. So what they say: the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. So they've had some notable losses, but they also had some good pickups. They managed to finagle Derek Carr out of Vegas for the free. Vegas was
Free
trying
agency.
to, yeah, they were trying to, get some draft picks. Say, hey, you want him, you got to trade for him, even though Derek
Mm-hmm.
Carr said, nah, I'm not waiving my bonus. So if
Mm-hmm.
you don't want me here, you're gonna have to cut me or pay me.
Yeah.
And they chose to cut him, rightfully so.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting big things out of Derek Carr this year. I'm expecting him. Well, he better do big things for them for what the money they gave him. He better produce because
Yeah. It was a 3-year deal or a 4-year deal.
who the hell knows? I can't.
I think it was a 3, but it might have been a 4-year deal.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So we're expecting big things from him. They
Yeah.
also picked up Jamal Williams. Our boy.
Yeah.
Got
Yeah.
that dog in him for the
Had
brand.
that dog in him. He
Yeah.
touchdown machine.
Yeah, which they will need now that the hammer has fell on Alvin Kamara, who
Yeah.
has been
First.
suspended
Yeah.
for,
First 4 games.
yeah. Is it 4 games or six?
4.
Four.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He'll miss the
Yeah.
first 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Jamison Williams got suspended 6
Six weeks.
games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I do like the additions. This is one of the guys that not many people are talking about, but I like the addition of Jimmy Graham. I know Jimmy Graham's older in the tooth, but I feel like he can still play, man. And I don't know if you've seen that preseason highlight reel he had, but he was balling out, man. I think he just adds another threat to the middle of the field. Obviously they got Slant Boy, Michael Thomas.
Hey, I'm rooting for Slant Boy now. I drafted him in fantasy, so Slant Boy, I need you
Hey,
to
man,
do what you do.
he's implemented out routes now and his route running tree. He was doing out routes against the Chargers.
Slant boy, I need you to do what you do, okay? Don't go away from what you know, okay? Hit them
Yeah.
slants for 15, 20, 30 yards. I need those.
I mean, we'll see, man. I like the addition of Jimmy Graham. Jamal Williams is a good pickup. Kendre Miller from TCU
Mhm.
youth at the running back position.
Yeah,
I've always told people you can never have enough depth at running back.
yeah,
It's one of the most important positions on offense because you got to be
mhm,
able to run the ball.
yeah. And also
Uh,
they picked up Brian Brzee and Isaiah Foskey on the
Yes,
defensive line.
I was about to cover that. So yeah,
Yeah.
Brian Brzee, man, he has had a hell of a training camp and preseason. I'm curious to see how that carries over to the regular season. You know, he fell because of medical issues and things like that.
Mhm.
But he ended up, in my opinion, being a steal for the Saints because I do believe he is a very talented defensive lineman that should have went higher.
Oh yeah.
But, you know, lo and behold, we're here, and he did fall to them, and I think he's in a good place. He replaces Anyamata on that D line,
Hmm.
and I think the sky is the limit for him, man. He could be the next Cam Jordan of that defensive line. Not necessarily as an edge rusher, but as an interior threat. I think
Yeah,
he could dominate. So,
yeah.
and then Isaiah Foskey from Notre Dame, very talented player. Another player that I felt like fell in the draft, and you know, I got to give the Saints credit, man. I hate the Saints, but they
Yeah.
had a hell of a draft, and they have a lot of players that I like that came into the NFL this past April. So very good off season in my opinion for them.
Yeah.
The big question, like you said, will be what does Derek Carr do? Also, the second question will be
I know you about to say it. Go ahead.
what does Michael Thomas do?
Slant boy.
Because I
Is
mean,
he healthy?
people forget about what 3 or 4 years ago, Michael Thomas was one of the best receivers in the league,
Hmm.
and he's now 30 years old or
Yeah.
29, roughly.
On the edge, one of the two.
Yeah, he's close to 30.
Mhm.
But he's getting paid at a high price, and there was rumors this offseason of him either getting traded or
Mhm.
cut, and neither happened. So we'll see what they do with Michael Thomas this year. Can he stay healthy? Is he still a receiving threat the way he used to be? Is he a top 10 receiver like he used to be? These are all questions that I'm curious to see. Him and Derek Carr better start fast. If they
Yeah.
start slow through the first 5 weeks, people are going to start questioning what the Saints did this offseason
Yeah.
at the quarterback position and keeping Michael Thomas. So,
And I think if they have a slow start, they will question what they did last year as well. Because one of my biggest question marks on that team is offensive line.
yeah,
What are you doing with the offensive line? Is
yeah,
Trevor Penning going to live up to what you gave up to get him?
yeah.
Remember, this is a team that uh traded their first round picks, essentially three first round picks to trade back to get Trevor Penning. So
Yeah.
will
I
it
mean,
work? Who knows? We'll see.
we'll see. I mean,
Uh,
they've invested a lot in him and Olave, so we'll see what both of them do this
yeah,
year.
I ain't worried about Olave. I seen all I need to see. I ain't worried. I know what he can do.
Question will he have a sophomore slump?
Hell no.
It does happen.
I know, but it ain't gonna happen for him because he's their only proven playmaker. It's it. Olave
We'll
or
see.
bust, baby.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm interested, and then obviously once Kamara comes back after 4 weeks, what will this offense look like come week
Oh,
7, week 8?
you know what? I forgot. Pete Carmichael is calling the plays, so
Oh,
you may be right. Who?
disgusting. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the Saints in a nutshell. Give me your if everything breaks right for the Saints, what do you anticipate their record being? And give me their floor of what you think, like if the bottom fell out, what it could be, and give me your prediction of what you think it will be.
So I'm gonna start with their ceiling. I think they could definitely win the NFC South. I mean, as much as I hate the Saints, their roster is still one of the best in the division,
Mhm.
top to bottom. Uh, 11 wins, I think, is their max this year. I don't think they exceed more than that. I mean, I could be wrong. It depends on what Derek Carr and Michael Thomas do, man. I'm big on your stars playing like stars, and I feel like those two guys, along with Kamara and Olave, are a pivotal part of their success this year. Um, and Dennis Allen is the head coach, so I think this is a make or break year for him. If they don't make the playoffs and win the South, I'm going to question whether or not he's the guy going forward. I mean, I've
Mhm.
already been questioning it since Sean Payton left. So we'll see. But I think that's their floor, or I'm sorry, their ceiling. I would say is 11-6. I would say playoff, win the division, NFC South. The bottom of the barrel, worst case scenario, man, I could see them easily finishing third or fourth in the division.
Mhm.
I mean, that not that that's necessarily an awful thing. I don't think they're worse than the Bucks, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, injuries happen, so we don't know. We'll see. But
Hey, trust in Baker, baby. Shake and bake.
worst case scenario, they go 6-11. I mean, I don't think they get 11 losses on the year unless they have a massive injury.
Mhm.
Um, but that's kind of like my rough draft of worst case scenario for them. Um, yeah, we'll see, man. I mean, it's going to be interesting because I hate the Saints, so I want them to finish dead last or third.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well, that's enough of them. We're gonna get to my Atlanta Falcons. We'll save your Carolina Panthers for last because I feel like you got a rant brewing in you, you know?
yeah, I got some turmoil internally.
Yeah. So, all right. So Atlanta Falcons. Uh went 7-10 last year. Not a great year. Some would call it a terrible year. I would say the ones who were saying it's a terrible year because they were, hoping for more with the quarterback position. Which brings me to our losses. We had no key losses really. Maybe Alameda Zacchaeus, who went to Philly. Uh,
Calvin Ridley.
he was never on the team.
He was on the team 2 years ago. Okay, don't
That's
don't
two
don't
years
don't
ago.
pretend like he's not one of you.
That's two
He
years
was a
ago.
Falcon.
He was, but he wasn't on the team last year. And
But you
you
still
know,
have to count that as a loss. He was on the roster last year.
no, he wasn't.
He wasn't active,
He
but he
wasn't
was on
on
the
anybody's
roster.
roster. Okay, Calvin Ridley. You had to
Thank you.
Calvin
Thank you.
Ridley.
That makes me feel better.
Yeah, even though he played zero snaps in the last 2 years. Calvin Ridley. Um, we other than that, we managed to keep our free agents. We managed to keep Caleb and Gary on a very team friendly deal.
Yeah.
Um, we were able to bring in our captain, uh, Jesse Bates the third,
Yeah.
JB3. Yeah.
Wearing his college number.
Yeah, shout out to Michael Walker for getting those scissors so he can get that number, man. Big ups. We managed to lure uh Calais Campbell to come to Atlanta. What did we say to him? I had no idea, but it worked. So we
I think
managed,
it has a lot to do with the community.
or he saw the young goat Desmond Ridder and was like, I want to hitch my wagon to that guy, you know.
I don't know if it was Desmond.
And we brought in Mac Hollins. We brought in Jeff Okuda, via trade. We also brought in John Smith via trade.
Uh,
We brought in David Ayumata and Caden Ellis, and the list goes on and on. You guys know who we got. You know who we drafted.
yeah, we've been
So,
down that road.
yeah, we got the offensive player of the year,
Y'all got
Bijan Robinson. You heard me right.
offensive player of the year. Oh, now you done leveled up from offensive rookie of the year to offensive player of the year. What happened in the last 2 weeks? You didn't say that 2 weeks ago.
I know. I thought about it, and
And then you take Tyreek Hill over him in the draft.
I got him in the other one.
Yeah, well, you could have took Bijan.
I can still get Bijan if I. If the price is right, I can still get him, brother.
I mean, you took my guy, so it's only fair.
But yeah, the reason why I think Bijan Robinson will win Offensive Player of the Year or come damn close to it is because of his versatility. I feel like he could easily get 11, 1,200 yards rushing, and he can get 800 yards receiving. He can have 12 rushing touchdowns, and he can have six or eight receiving touchdowns. It's possible,
Yeah.
especially in this offensive friendly offense. That sounded weird. Offensive friendly.
Running back friendly offense
Well, yeah, but it's very this offense protects Ritter from
himself.
himself. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm looking forward to that, man. What is my floor? What is my floor? The floor is no. What do I my floor? No, my ceiling and what I think is going to happen are the same things. You ready for it? I don't know if you're ready. My Atlanta Falcons is going 12 and 5. 12 and 5.
Not again. Not again.
12 and 5. 12 and 5.
This is burning my eyes.
Desmond Ritter will be middle of the pack in quarterbacks. He won't be, bottom half. He'll be, floating somewhere between the 15 and 18 mark around quarterbacks. I believe the defense will be a top 15 unit. I believe we will not finish last in sacks this year.
Yeah,
And
I don't believe that either.
I think the floor.
Ceiling, or yeah, sorry, yeah, you said ceiling already.
Yeah, the floor is 9 and 8. That's how confident I am in this team. You know me for a while, TJ. I'm very rarely am I throw my hat in the ring and draw my line in the sand and say this is it. I don't do that. I don't. I'm very realistic with this team. I learned the hard way. But this year, I feel like with all the veteran leadership we have on both sides of the football, we have the man calling the offense and Arthur Smith. And we have a guy who won't lose the game for us in Desmond Ritter. Yeah, I'm very optimistic. I'm ready. I'm ready, baby. My boys are ready. We hungry.
Is it my turn?
It's your turn. It's my turn.
You done yet?
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
You done kissing your team's ass?
Yeah, just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit.
All right. So for anybody who's been keeping track of our podcast episodes throughout this year, I went on record of saying that I think Carolina and Atlanta are going to finish top 2 in the division. Now, I just said in the previous team, I thought the floor for the Saints was 6-11. I think the Falcons' floor is higher than that. Here's why. My reasoning behind this is the Falcons are younger. I feel like they have more youth and weapons, both offensively and defensively, than the Saints do. I've been on record of saying I think the Saints are very old. They need to get younger. They need to get rid of a lot of these veterans that they're paying tons of money to, like Cam Jordan, Demario Davis, Tyrann Mathieu, all these guys, right? Not to say they're washed, but I just think that Saints have failed. I mean, to a degree, but the Saints have failed to acknowledge that their Super Bowl window is closed.
Yes.
I think Carolina and Atlanta's windows have just begun. And so for me, my floor for Atlanta this year is 8-9. Floor. Okay. 17 games, 8-9. That's my floor for Atlanta. My ceiling for Atlanta, I hate to admit it, I actually have one less win than what you put. It was 11-6.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that if number one, the Falcons can stay healthy, that's obviously the biggest key for any team.
Yes.
If the Falcons can stay healthy on both offense and defense with their key players, AJ Terrell, Jesse Bates, Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Bijan, Desmond, offensive linemen like Jake Matthews and Caleb McGarry,
Mm-hmm.
your boy Chris Lindstrom
Listen,
at
yep.
right guard. These key pieces, if your key player, your key core players can stay healthy, I think that with also second part to this, the combination of the Bijan Robinson effect, but also can Desmond Ritter push the ball downfield? Because the key to your team this year is going to be Desmond Ritter.
Mhm.
Okay. That's plain and simple. Yes, Bijan is great. He's very talented. I think he's going to have a great season. But Desmond Ritter is the key to your success this year. If he fails to push the ball downfield and spread the ball and not turn it over, he could really help you guys make the playoffs. But if he fails to do those things, he will hinder this team. Plain and simple. Because
Mhm.
I think this roster is ready. I think you have all the pieces. You have the offensive line, you have the secondary. You're adding pass rushers at the as a youth movement.
Mhm.
You got Calais Campbell as the veteran leader on that defense. Grady Jarrett's still there. You know these great young pieces on offense with Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and Bijan, the trio, the three musketeers, as I called them one day. I hate the Falcons, but I will acknowledge their talent and the way they've built this roster the last few years has been a great sign as a Falcons fan would see, like yourself. So for me, yeah, their ceiling is 11-6. Their floor is 8-9. I don't foresee them finishing bottom two in the division. I could be wrong. It really does depend on Desmond Ritter because just as much as I'm saying it about Derek Carr and the Saints, I can say it about the Falcons and Desmond Ritter too. It's all about the quarterback position. What does the quarterback do for you? And at the end of the day, Desmond Ritter's success this year will dictate how far the Falcons go.
You heard it here first, folks. TJ just picked Atlanta to win the division. So moving on to your Carolina Panthers, who have been, in the news as of late. But before we get to that, let's talk about some of your key losses. I'm gonna give you the floor because I don't know them off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Did you really lose anybody?
I mean, not really. I
Yeah,
mean, a couple years ago we lost Hassan Reddick, but that was a
yeah,
couple years
yeah.
ago.
I know.
I
I feel
mean, if
like
you
I still
count Matt
be.
Rule as a loss, we lost Matt Rule.
Uh,
We actually fired him mid-season, so that's
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, off the top of my head, I mean, I remember Deontay Foreman. Obviously,
Oh yeah, Chicago Bear.
he was a big asset to us last year.
Mhm.
Um, not a lot. I mean, we cut Shy Smith after the preseason. Basically, the whole Matt Rule experiment has gone out the window. All his draft class players are
Yeah.
gone. Matt Corral got released. Um, yeah, I
Ooh, well, if you would have told you this like last year or year before last, no, last year,
mean, last year,
that Matt Corral was gonna get cut,
yeah,
signed to the Patriots, you'd be like, no way, he's the guy, man. I'm telling you,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I still believe that Matt Rule screwed him over. He
yeah.
should have been playing more reps than PJ. Don't get me started. PJ Walker. He should. God,
PJ Walker, and no disrespect, but Sam Darnold,
we
like
already know what Sam Darnold looks like. He don't have to play in the preseason. He was going to be the guy anyway.
that's what I'm saying,
And
man.
Baker. Why do we need to see them in?
It was a very mismanaged situation last year. Matt Corral should have been put in as the starter because we had nothing else to lose.
Just
I
put him
mean,
in. Just let him get all the in-game reps with the first team offensive line. We
we
going on
haven't
a
been,
tangent. We're going on a tangent. We're going on a
yeah,
tangent.
we
We're going
haven't
on a
been to the
tangent.
playoffs since 2018. Yeah,
We're going on a
I
tangent.
still believe we shouldn't have cut Matt Corral. I feel like we should have kept him, but to each their own. Now he's in New England. Good for him. Um, yeah, I don't really feel like we had any major losses this offseason, but if I'm talking right now, I just said this earlier, but our biggest loss right now is Brian Burns. Why the hell have we not given him a contract extension? We had all offseason. And I think what they're doing is they're waiting for Nick Bosa to
What's up?
sign his
Yeah.
deal because Brian Burns wants to get paid close to what Nick Bosa gets paid. However, he's not going to make as much and he's not going to make more than Nick Bosa because he hasn't been the elite defensive lineman that Nick Bosa's been. Don't hold on now. Nick Bosa was defensive player of the year a couple years ago, okay?
I get that, and
Brian Burns has not done that.
I have a theory for why Nick Bosa won Defensive Player of the Year, because San Francisco get all the damn primetime games. You can see him on. If people
Well, I mean,
watch,
record wise, too, they were really good.
yeah, but if people watch Carolina more, they will see the impact that Brian Burns has on a game. I've been on record. You know this. I'm not afraid of anybody on your team except Brian Burns because I know what he can do. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I still have nightmares of that game he had with when he ate McGarry's lunch. But yeah, so
I just think, I don't think he deserves more money than Nick Bosa is what I'm getting at.
absolutely not.
Does he deserve close to it? Yes.
Yes.
He is a very elite pass rusher. He's only like 25, 26. He's young. He's one of the fastest edge rushers in the league. It's such a disappointment that we've gone this far. I mean, we're week 1 right now. The first game of the year is 2 days from today.
Mm-hmm.
This Thursday, Chiefs Lions. Panthers play at Atlanta this Sunday, and we still have not signed him to a deal, and he has not practiced all week.
Mm-hmm.
He's refusing to practice because he wants to get paid, and I don't blame him. Because if he suffers an injury on Sunday against Atlanta, well, guess what? Now you're not going to pay him.
Yeah. And then when you do get him a contract, you're going to lowball him because he got hurt and he didn't play all year.
And so I'm pissed about this, and I tie this into our losses right now because it's a key loss for our team going into week 1. We need him to be on the field against Atlanta. If we do not have him against Atlanta, not to say we're going to lose, but it really hurts our damn chances to beat y'all for sure. I'm not going to try to predict the outcome right now. We'll do that later on. But, I mean, me and you both know how pivotal Brian Burns is to the Carolina defense. Especially this year, we're running a 3-4. So he's supposed to be a stand-up edge rusher.
Yeah.
Which I think is his perfect scheme for his style. So key departure of Carolina right now is Brian Burns not getting a damn contract. That's what I'll tell you. That's the key departure.
All right. You had some gains, of course. The top dog, Bryce Young.
Yeah.
Adam Thielen. You brought in DJ Chark. You brought in Von Bell. Yeah. Hayden Hurst, Von Bell.
Miles Sanders.
Yeah. You brought in some pieces, man. So tell me, man, what is your expectation of your team this year? What do you?
So
give it to me raw. Don't be, if you want to be a fan right now, be a fan. Just give me your honest opinion, man. Just give it. The people want to know.
Our floor 7-10. 7-10. I know I'm gonna get some criticism from some Carolina fans for that, but let's be real with ourselves.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Let's be real with ourselves. Rookie quarterback, first-year head coach under this ownership. I understand Frank Reich has a coaching history, but it's with a new team. I feel like we could have done more adding receivers. It depends on what Jonathan Mingo does. If Jonathan Mingo can step up
and be
a weapon, then I think we'll be good at receiver. But also on the flip side of that, the defensive side. First-year defensive coordinator, Evero. He has not coached in Carolina before. He was with the Rams. He was with the Broncos. I get all that, but this is a new team for him. If he does not have Brian Burns week 1, we're going to lose. You heard it here first. That's spoiler alert. I just gave you my prediction for this Sunday if we do not have Brian Burns on that field. I think 7-10 is our floor. Rookie quarterback, as great as Bryce Young might end up being, he's still a rookie nonetheless. We always see it. First-year rookies don't always pan out right away. I think he'll have a good season, but I think he'll have his struggles as well. Ceiling. Eleven and 6. I think we can win the South.
That boy got the spicy take.
I think we can win the South. We have, just like I said about Atlanta, Carolina also has some veterans on that team that have been there, done that. You got Adam Thielen, you got Hayden Hurst, you got Miles Sanders, you got Von Bell on defense. Okay. There is plenty of guys on this team that know how to win and have been there, done that. And I think that those veterans are going to be the key contributors to our success this year to help Bryce Young mold into the quarterback we think he can be. And then the coaching staff, man, I've harped on it all off season. This is, in my opinion, one of the top 3 coaching staffs in the NFC. I truly believe that. I think from top to bottom, this coaching staff, I mean, David Tepper didn't waste no time spending money on this staff. And it's going to come down to coaching and quarterback play in this division.
Yep.
So
Well,
that's my ceiling for them, 11 and 6.
mhm.
I don't think 12 and 5 is realistic. I feel we're better than 10 and 7. So 11 and 6 is my peak.
Mhm. Y'all heard it here, folks. You heard the man, yo. So we're gonna shut the door on that talk for right now, and we're gonna get into the pour one out. And this week is someone who is new to pour one out because we usually never have to pour one out for him, but today we're gonna pour one out for Andy Reid, Kansas City Chiefs head coach.
Yeah.
To say he's having a bad week is a I was about to curse, is a understatement. Already without your best defensive player who held out the entire training camp, the entire preseason. And from all accounts, they are not close to getting a deal done. So it's looking like he will not play. And people are saying, "Oh no, he'll show it. He'll want to get paid." As of right now, Chris Jones owes over $2 million in fines. He is not playing. He's not messing around.
Pay the man.
Yeah, pay the man. And also Travis Kelce hyperextended his knee. He may not play week 1. So yeah.
Pour one out for the Chiefs.
For the Chiefs, things are not going good for them, man.
Yeah, when it comes to Chris Jones' contract, I don't understand why they can't get a deal done with him. He is the best player on their defense by far.
Yeah, people want to shortchange people. You know how it go. But
Yeah.
So that was a quick pour one out. Let's get to the down bad award. I got 2 coaches.
Down bad.
2 coaches getting down bad award. Of course, Dabo Sweeney, and also LSU head coach Brian Kelly.
Oof.
Why do people believe in Brian Kelly is beyond me. He is a fraud of a coach. Okay, he got by at Notre Dame coaching decent talent in a weak division, and he capitalized on it. And for some reason, they thought it'd be a good idea to put him at LSU, where he can't recruit. Well, he's not going to out recruit Nick Saban. He's not going to out recruit Texas, who are about to be in the SEC. You damn sure can't out recruit Georgia. So what are you doing? What are you doing? That the performance they put on against Florida State is pathetic. I will give Dabo Sweeney, I'll give him a pass because he won national championships before. He just don't have the horses right now. He does not have the players to do what he want to do. So I give him a pass. But Brian Kelly, trash. He should be coaching at SMU or something. I sound like Steve A. Yeah, I ain't with it, man. What you think about it?
I agree, man. I will give Dabo a pass. I was stunned they lost to Duke 28-7. But he doesn't have the hosses right now, man, on the offensive line, defensive line, quarterback position. I mean, they are lacking.
Their receivers were getting pressed and they couldn't get separation from guys who are going to be working at Kinko's in a year. You know what I'm saying? Like
they're lacking weapons like on both sides of the ball. Explosiveness. I like Shipley at running back, but besides that, man, I mean, they're just lackluster at best. And that OC, I think this is his first year there.
It's gonna be his last year.
It's going to be his last year. I watched that game. I watched the first 3 quarters, and it was not good.
Yeah, I turned it off. I was like, yeah, I seen all I needed to see.
Yeah.
Riley Leonard, get ready. The NFL is awaiting you, brother.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. I think we're gonna end it right there, folks. This is another episode, and like we said, you're gonna be seeing our faces very, very soon. You're gonna see us a lot this week, so get ready. Go ahead and follow us on Twitter, Instagram. Well, I'm sorry, it's not Twitter, X, Instagram.
Twitter.
Like and subscribe on on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast from. Just check us out. Keep rocking with us, folks.
Peace.